If you're watching this video, congrats. You are the proud owner of a new PLUMM motorbike. In this video, we'll be teaching you how to assemble your bike. Let's get started. All right, the first thing you're gonna need is a friend. Please don't do this by yourself or you might scratch your bike. Here's my friend. If you don't have a friend, the good news is once you start riding this bike, you're gonna have some friends, okay? Now, before you take the bike out of the box, now I know this bike's out of the box already, you're gonna wanna install your kickstand, okay? The threads are on the kickstand, so you'll run it behind the frame, run the screws through, and always do things by hand first. Get this guy on by hand. Before you tighten it, go ahead and get the next one in. Always make sure you do this by hand, guys. No power tools, okay? You don't want to cross thread stuff. Okay, once it's on by hand, then you can go ahead and finish that off with your Allen key. Once you're snug here, go ahead and tighten it. All right, and your kickstand is now installed, okay? Now that you got your kickstand installed, what you're gonna wanna do is remove the screws that are holding on your direct mount for your handlebars. There's 4 screws here. Go ahead and pull those off, and you'll have the top of your direct mount, and now it's time to install your handlebars. Have your friend install your handlebars, and one at a time, install those screws back in. Do not tighten them, just get them threaded. All right, so now they're just threaded in there. They're super loose. Now that they're on there, now you can make sure that your handlebars are both centered left to right, as well as at the angle that you like. You can adjust that later. The most important thing is to make sure that it's centered left to right. Now we're gonna not tighten all the way, just get snug each one of the screws. Okay, there you go, just snug. Don't put any torque on them yet. All right, now what you want to pay attention to is your spacing here. Very important to pay attention to the spacing on the front and back. You want to make sure your spacing is even. So I'm going to tighten this one a little bit, then I'm going to tighten this one a little bit, and then I'll come back to this one. Looks like the front has a little more spacing than the back. I'm actually going to back off this one a little bit. Tighten this guy. Okay, now that my spacing is even, front to back, and they're snug, you can leave it there. You don't need to tighten any further because once the bike's built, you can adjust your handlebars to the position you like. Now that you've got your handlebars installed, you're going to locate your front axle, your front wheel. You're going to remove the block that is inside your front caliper. Once you've removed that block, very important note, do not pull your brake levers. Have your friend lift the bike up, hold it steady, run the through axle through the front fork, line up the rotor with the caliper, then slip the through axle through your front hub. Might take a little bit of jiggling, and tighten on the other end. Once your front axle has been installed, underneath your fork will be 2 screws you'll have to tighten. Once your front wheel has been installed and bolted down, everything's torqued, lift your front wheel, have your friend spin that front wheel, ensuring that the rotor is aligned and spinning without any rubbing on the caliper. All right, now that we've got our front wheel and handlebars bolted on, you'll want to set your cockpit to your personal preference, adjust the tilt of your handlebars. Some people like them forward, some people like them down. I like them fairly neutral right here. comfortable riding position. Once this is set, make sure once again you're balanced left to right. Then you're going to go ahead and tighten your direct mount stem. Make sure to not tighten one side all the way. You're going to want to go a little bit at a time. So tighten this one a little bit, come back, tighten this guy till they're snug. Same thing on the other side, tighten a little bit, come back. Now they're both snug. Now that they're snug, now we can go ahead and torque this one. Don't torque all the way. Move your display out of the way. You can torque this one, okay? Then repeat the process until they're completely torqued down. Handlebars are torqued down. Now what we need to do is set our display. Your display is going to have this tilting option. So what you want to do is tilt it so that you can access one of the screws. Go ahead and tighten that screw. And then you can put your display back where you like it. If it's not tightened, you might need to go to this screw as well. Tighten the other side, and then you can set your display to where you like. If the display is a little too loose for you, there are 2 screws on the side, and you can tighten this display so it doesn't tilt once you have it in a good position. Last thing you're gonna do is go ahead and set your brake levers, throttle, and buttons in the right comfortable riding position. Some people like them more, down. Some people like them up. Once again, I like them more of a neutral position. Once that's set, you'll hold it in place. Same procedure, tighten one side a little bit. Don't torque it yet. Tighten the other side until they're both snug. Once they're snug, now you can go ahead and torque them down. Repeat this process on the other side, and pretty much same steps to put your throttle and your display in the right position. Lastly, make sure you adjust your control buttons. You don't want that moving around while you're riding. All right. Nice and tight. We're ready to install the pedals. Go ahead and put your bike on the kickstand. Grab your pedals. Very important to note, there's going to be a left pedal and a right pedal. Please do not cross thread your pedals, never force them on. The pedals will be marked with an L for left and an R for right. So let's start with the right side. All right, locate the right side pedal. By hand, always rotate in a forward direction. Only do this by hand, never use a tool at first. You don't want to cross thread. Once it's on all the way snug by hand, then you can use your 15mm wrench to tighten it once again in a forward direction. If you want, you could also hold your brake lever so the bike doesn't move, or have your friend do it and go ahead and torque that down. You want to make sure these are torqued down, and then you'll move on and repeat the step on the left side. We've got our left pedal also threaded forward. They're both going to thread forward. By hand, please. Once they're on snug by hand, then you can use your wrench to tighten them. And make sure you torque them down. All right, you are almost ready to ride. Only a couple steps left. Make sure you don't skip this step. Time to air up your tires. The max PSI on your tires is 35 PSI, but we recommend running them anywhere between 20 to 30 PSI. 25 is probably a nice sweet spot. Once you've aired up your tires, it's time to install your battery. Make sure that your locking pin on the battery is not pushed out. You see there's a locked and an unlocked position, so make sure your pin is in the unlocked position. Place the battery on the mounting plate, just about maybe an inch down from the top. You can hold the brake, slide it up, and then lock. Pull your key out, really important. Always recommend making sure you lock that sucker. You don't want your battery to fly off as you're riding down the street. Last, let's show you how to use your operating system. Before you power up your bike, make sure your brakes have been installed properly. Go ahead and pull both brake levers and make sure your bike's gonna stop. Now, your rear brake is on the left hand. Your front brake is on the throttle side, right hand. To power up your bike, to turn on your bike, just press and hold the power button for a couple seconds. Once your bike's powered on, you'll see your battery indicator at the top right corner, your speedometer in the center, and your pedal assist at the very bottom. To control your pedal assist level, you can use your plus and your minus buttons. Your throttle will be governed by your pedal assist. So if you're in 1 and you go full throttle, bike's only gonna go about 6 miles per hour. Every time you increase the pedal assist number, your throttle will also become more powerful. You can also bypass pedal assist by going straight to 0. This will turn pedal assist off and you'll have full power for your throttle. Your headlight has a light sensor that will automatically turn on at night, but if you want to manually turn your headlight off or on, you're going to press and hold the plus button for a couple seconds. You'll see the headlight indicator knowing that your headlight and tail light have been activated. To turn them off, press and hold the plus button again for a couple seconds. Now that your bike's assembled, you're ready to ride. But whatever you do, do not let your friend ride your bike. He can get his own.